Hi guys! I know I haven't been on in a little while and I'm sorry about that. I have found that I am just exhausted lately for some reason. I think probably a lot of it is being empathic, and a lot of stuff's been going on in our country that just is exhausting. But I wanted to come on and do a real quick just a book haul from this past weekend. I got at Savers, and they had a 99-cent book sale where every book was 99 cents. So yay! I can't pass that up. First, I want to show you 3 books though that I actually got at the Thrift Books. So the first one is called The Circle of Nine. And it's by Cherry Gilchrist. In this book, if you have seen any of my book hauls before, I get a lot of books on sacred feminine kind of things. And this is in that category for me. The Circle of Nine is a set of mythological archetypes. Each of these archetypes, for example, the Queen of Beauty, the Weaving Mother, the Lady of the Dance, has her own characteristics and symbolism, and together the 9 represent the totality and the integrity of the female human psyche. Cherry Gilchrist has worked over a number of years with women's groups which explore and use the structure of the 9. In this book, she describes each of the archetypes in depth, showing both its mythical dimensions and the often humorous and prosaic ways in which it may appear in everyday life. Readers will find that each of the 9 is easy to recognize, and that it offers a new and different view of women's responses, talents, and pathways to their spiritual understanding. So I'm not going to read all of every book because there's quite a few, so I don't want to be here all day. But so that one, it looked really good to me, and it was, on my wish list and came up for a decent amount. So with Thrift Books, just as an aside kind of to clue you in, I try to go for, they put books in categories. So there's either very good, the condition is very good, good, or fair, I believe it is. And I try to go for very good as much as I can, because then I know it's in really decent quality. If I can't find it in very good and it's a hard book to find, I will go for good, because a lot of times they turn out to be in very good shape anyways. I only go for the fair if it's like a super rare book that isn't seen very often, because a lot of times it'll have writing in it. Even at the fair condition, I've gotten some good books. I have also gotten some not so great ones. So just to think about that when you're going to Thrift Books. So I also got Earth Magic, and this is by Stephen Farmer. This is the same one who did the Oracle deck, Earth Magic. I have not found out yet if they go together at all. But this is ancient shamanic wisdom for healing yourself, others, and the planet. And there is a YouTube channel, and I was going to get it. Samantha Menzo, I think it is. That I just got introduced with because Simon just had her recently on one of his cup of ketchups. And she does a pagan book club, and this is the book that they are starting. So I picked this up on Thrift Books, and it's a really good quality book. So yay, I don't know much about it. But take a look at her channel there. I'll try to link it down below if I can remember to do that. This book is called Witches All. This is actually a rarer book that I don't find very much on Thrift Books, because it encompasses a bunch of issues from the Witches Almanac, which was around for a long time. And this book has all kinds of older articles from the Witches Almanac, which I find that kind of book. I've got a couple that are similar. I find that kind of book really interesting. And usually it's packed with information, which it is. So just to give you an idea of some of the pages. It's just really interesting articles from past years of the Witch's Almanac, and it is compiled by Elizabeth Pepper. So they have, in the contents is The Witch and Magic, Of Time and Change, about animals, herbal secrets, charms and incantations, magical systems, divination and dark deities, astrological lore, food and festivals, books and memories, and mystical techniques. So those are the 3 that I got from Thrift Books last week, and I just haven't been able to get on to show them. And then I'm going to show really quickly the books that I got from Thrift Books on their 99-cent sale. I love when they have 99 cents and every book is $1. It's awesome. So the first one that I found was a Raymond Buckland book that I do not have yet, called Practical Candle Burning Rituals, Spells and Rituals for Every Purpose. Raymond Buckland is, if you are a pagan, then you probably know him. If not, take a look. He has some of the best books out there. He just covers all kinds of topics. He's very knowledgeable. He just died maybe 2 or 3 years ago now, I think. Has it been that long? Maybe it's only been a year. I think it's been a couple of years though. So this book is just a really good book. It has all kinds of rituals in there. Ritual to conquer fear, to heal an unhappy marriage, to win the love of a man or woman, to purify oneself. So it's got all kinds of rituals in there that I really like when I'm trying to think of an idea on how to do something. I usually look up rituals. I have quite a few ritual books, and then I kind of tweak it and make it my own. But it gives you good ideas when you have one. Then I have Born on a Rotten Day, Illuminating and Coping with the Dark Side of the Zodiac. And this is by Hazel Dixon Cooper. When I was checking out, the woman at the checkout said, "Oh my gosh, have you read this? It's hilarious and it's a great book." So I thought, oh good, I have not read it yet. But this is, it says on the back, Dixon Cooper reveals what every astrologer knows, but none has ever dared to say. Born on a Rotten Day takes us on a seriously humorous ride through the land of truth and consequences. I highly recommend it to anyone who has chosen to go on living and prefers to do so intelligently. In this wickedly funny guide, professional astrologer Hazel Dixon Cooper casts off sugar-coated astrology in favor of exploring the maladjusted side of the universe. So, to give you just a hint of what this is, let's say, if you love one Cancer man, okay, so if you're in love with a Cancer man, I hate to advocate drugs, alcohol, violence, or insanity. Sorry, I'm getting mosquitoes. I hate to advocate drugs, alcohol, violence, or insanity to anyone, but they've always worked for me. And that was Hunter S. Thompson, who was born July 18th. The first thing you'll notice is his genuine and adorable smile. The Cancer, this happens to be my husband, by the way. Weird that I picked that one, but the Cancer man is sweet, chivalrous, and has wonderfully offbeat sense of humor that can be downright loony. He is sentimental, sensual, and truly affectionate. He is a traditionalist who respects the proprieties of courtship, believes in family and forever, and he is absolutely the best snuggle bunny in the universe. Well, that's true. And it goes on, it has quite a few pages about that. It has that kind of thing for all the different astrological zodiac signs. So, mosquitoes, get out of here. Okay, next, The Everyday Sacred, A Woman's Journey Home. So this book, I don't remember much about. With simple shifts of perception, each of us can find the sacred in every day. Look at that huge fly. Oh my goodness, it's going to rain soon. I can feel it in the air. It's awful humid. Like the vibrant yet simple quilts that led her to live within the Amish community and to write about the experience in her best-selling book, Plain and Simple, the empty begging bowl is the powerful, inspirational symbol in Sue Bender's Everyday Sacred. In the tradition of the begging bowl, she discovers a simple, profound wisdom we can all live by. Just as a Zen monk goes out each morning with an empty bowl in his hands and accepts whatever is placed in the bowl that day as his nourishment, so we can start each day afresh and find at the end of the day that extraordinary things have come our way. So it's just kind of a spiritual living kind of book. So that looked good. I got, which I believe when I got home, I think I have this book. So this one may be going up if anybody's interested. Sue Monk Kidd, When the Heart Waits. Spiritual direction for life's sacred questions. And Sue Monk Kidd did, what the heck was it called? The Life of Bees? Hold on, is that what it's called? Secret Life of Bees. The Mermaid Chair, The Dance of the Dissident Daughter, which is the first book I read by her. It kind of started me on my sacred feminine path. But this is another autobiographical kind of continuing that of the Dance of the Dissident Daughter. So this is a great book, and if you're interested, let me know, because I'm pretty sure when I got home I thought, I think I might have this one. I think I have the hardcover book version of it. Girl Seeks Bliss, Zen and the Art of Modern Life Maintenance. So it says on the back, are you searching for serenity but you can't seem to find it among the sticky tubes of lip gloss in your purse, piles of paperwork on your desk, or endless numbers programmed into your cell phone? Have the words calm and content disappeared from your vocabulary? If you answered yes to either of these questions, you are indeed a girl in need of bliss. So this was just kind of a cute book that talks about the concepts of Buddhism. And this is written, Nicole Beland apparently is a Buddhist scholar, but she kind of puts a lighter take on it, so it's a little bit more modern. So, starts off with the life according to Buddha. And it just looked like a good book to get into as a lighter version of studying Buddhism. I did get a couple books that were just for me. I like YA kind of spooky horror books and YA, vampire books and that kind of thing. So I always look in the YA section. And this is called Revenge, Elven Dark Tales by Yoko Ogawa. And it said Ogawa is original, elegant, and very disturbing, which sounds great to me. So sinister forces collide and unite a host of desperate characters in this eerie cycle of interwoven tales from Yoko Ogawa, the critically acclaimed author of The Housekeeper and the Professor. So it's a bunch of short stories that I believe kind of are interwoven. That always sounds good to me. And then I bought a novel called Baba Yaga, and that's by Toby Barlow. He wrote, he or she, I don't know if Toby is a boy or a girl, but they wrote another book that I read, and of course I can't remember it, Sharp Teeth. Oh, which was another really good one. But this is about witches. So of course I have to, oh look, it's a boy, Toby Barlow. So this is kind of a novel about witches. So I always, sounds good to me. And the last book I'm going to show you has nothing to do with spirituality or paganism or anything, but my favorite movie of all time is Princess Bride. And so this book is called As You Wish, and it was written by Carrie Elwes, and it's about the making of The Princess Bride, and like all kinds of stories about what happened during the making and how they made it. And I'm getting eaten alive by mosquitoes. Anyway, so I have to say that I got this book home, and then I realized when I started reading it, so keep an eye when you're at used bookstores and stuff. Of course, now I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, here it is. Look, it's a signed copy. It says "As You Wish," because I looked up Cary Elwes's signature, because I was like, well, how do I know that's really his signature? Well, this book in particular, he always signed "As You Wish." I don't know if he signs that all the time, but this book, he signs "As You Wish" all the time, and because that's what it's called, "As You Wish." And it's, of course, that's his line from the movie. So I thought that was really cool. I got a signed copy. And it's a really cool copy on top of it, because it's the hard book. And there's, look at the inside of the dust jacket is a poster of The Princess Bride. Isn't that cool? I was so excited. And I've been reading it because, of course, that's the first thing I read. And it's really, really good. It's got all kinds of neat information. Like, I didn't realize, I'll tell you really quickly. What are we on? 15 minutes. Okay. I'll tell you really quickly. I didn't realize that when they started looking for the actors and stuff, Cary Elwes was finishing up a movie in Germany, and Rob Reiner and Rob Reiner's best friend and like production partner, I guess, all the time, his name is Andy, came out to like offer him the role and meet with him and see if, you know, he wanted to think about taking the role and if he was going to be a fit for the part and stuff. He was in Berlin, and the Chernobyl disaster had happened a week before that, and it was very close to, it was like within 100 miles or something of Berlin. And so when Rob Reiner called to say he wanted to meet with Cary, and where are you? And he said, I'm in Berlin. He said, well, I don't know if we should come out there to see you, because didn't that radiation thing just happen? And it was an interesting thing, because they talked about the wind, and the wind was going a different direction, so it was okay. And Cary Elwes talks about, he always wonders like if they should have left the set though and stopped the movie and all that. And Andy, Rob Reiner's partner, wouldn't even buy a bottled water or anything there. He left his coat there because he was trying to get in and out so quick that he didn't want anything to do with it. They went in, they like saw him for like 10 minutes and were like, great, okay, I think you're good, and thanks so much, bye-bye, we gotta go, and got back on the plane and got out of there, which I thought was funny, but I love books like that. Okay, so the other books that I got were children's books. Again, I know I've said it before, if that's why I do the adult books first. If you don't want to watch this part, then you can stop here, and blessings and thanks for coming. But I try to stack my children's bookshelf with books that, as a pagan, that I can be proud of. Books about nature and you know, connections in the universe and loving each other. So this first one I got was called The Kissing Hand, and it's by Audrey Penn. And just these books, they're always, you know, they're in great shape, and it's such a lovely book. And they have really gorgeous bright colors of nature. I, you know, quickly read through them to see if they are in line with what I believe, and then I get them. So The Rain Babies, this one looked great. This is by Laura Krauss Melman, and just looks so cute. This is about a man and woman who find, look at these little rain babies, and they raise them, these little rain babies, and they take care of them and bathe them, and they're so good to them. And then at the end, I can't remember if it's a goddess or a fairy or something, comes and says, like, they're almost getting struck by lightning, and they're protecting the rain babies, and they don't have any children of their own. They're running after the weasel, got one of the rain babies. But at the end, let me see if I can find it. I am a messenger sent by Lady Coeur de Clare, a woman of vast, incredible riches. Oh, that's not the end. So someone tried to buy the babies. They wouldn't let them. Mother Moonshower. That's who it is. At the end, Mother Moonshower comes and says, "You've taken such good care of my babies that I'm going to give you your own baby." So she allows them to have a child, which I thought was just so cute. What a great kids book. I bought a book called Forget Me Not. This is by Nancy Van Lan and Stephanie Gregan. And this book is about, it's for a child dealing with a grandparent who has dementia or, memory loss. Which, I hate to say it like this, my family has a history of dementia, and we thought that my grandmother had Alzheimer's, and it turns out it was Lewy body. It's called Lewy body's dementia, and it's a form of Parkinson's. It's actually what they found out Robin Williams had before he died, and it's a scary form of dementia because there's like hallucinations and stuff that go along with it. My grandmother would see little green men scraping off her china paintings and stuff. But, so I hate to say it like that, and with the amount of Alzheimer's and stuff that's in this world, I thought it would be a good book to have in case any of our kids or grandkids had to go through that, or their friends. Then we could have a nice book on how to deal with that, which I'm always thinking about that. And here, this is kind of depressing, huh? I was thinking also, anything about death and dying, I really feel like it's important to teach our kids about death and dying. I'm not someone that shies away from that. I always have taught my boys about death and dying, and encourage them to make strong connections, and when that connection broke and they passed on to the Summerland, to explain what I thought happened and to get them involved with the process. I think partly because my mother, when I was a young teenager, a good friend of mine died on the railroad tracks, got hit by a train, and I remember she didn't want me to go to the funeral, and I think she was trying to, shield me from that, and instead I skipped school and I went anyway, because I really felt like it was important for me to be able to say goodbye, and I still feel like that. I don't think that shielding children from any part of life is the way to handle it, and if you don't think that, that's okay. I'm just saying that's what I believe. So, as a part of that, this is called Dougie the Hospice Dog, and this is written by Diane McQuaig, and it is about a little dog who lives in a hospice home, and helps the people in the hospice home who are dying, which I thought, what a great way to introduce that to children, that he's there to comfort them. It's a time for their families to help their loved one rest. Dougie loves to visit everyone. He hopes to see them smile. And, as it gets closer to their death, Dougie knows it can be hard. Sometimes he hears a sigh. Go away, mosquitoes. He wants to hug his friend and say it's okay to cry. So I really liked the idea of being able to, look at a hospice home through a little doggy's eyes. That was great. 2 more, almost there, 23 minutes. Okay, so Marlo Thomas and Friends did a book a long time ago. This is the 35th anniversary edition, called Free to Be You and Me. And it's all about, being different kinds of people. And it was a really famous book. It's got all kinds of different stories in it. It's got songs in it. Judy Blume does one of the stories. It also has a CD with it. And when I looked, the CD was still in there. And it's in really good shape. So I thought that was great. And then at the end, it has the actual sheet music for the songs. So I thought that was a good buy for 99 cents. And the last one also had a CD in it, and it was Puff the Magic Dragon. And how can I resist an awesome book. This looks like brand new to me. This edition was written by Peter Yarrow and Lenny Lipton, and it has great colorful images in it. And who doesn't love Puff the Magic Dragon? Don't tell me if you don't, because I can't take it. Everybody has to love it. But it also has a CD in it. So for 99 cents, I got that. And that is it for today. Yay! So I will be back on soon, guys. I just needed a break. I think the empathic part of me needed a break, and I don't know. I've been exhausted, and I am going to check my iron level, because sometimes I am low iron. And my husband and I are actually going on a diet, which I always say I'm never going to go on a diet, but at this point, my energy level is such that it's like a vicious cycle, and I need to do something to get some energy back so that I can like go on walks and do all the stuff that I need to do, and I just don't have the energy to do that. So for probably a month or so, we're going to go on a diet. It's kind of a strict diet for a little while, and go on daily walks and stuff, actually starting tomorrow. And you know, hopefully that brings back some of my energy, because I wanted to be doing videos, but I have to say I've been getting home from work and I've just been exhausted. So I'm sorry I haven't been on, but I hope you guys are being patient with me, and you're, you know, living your life great. I hope everybody's summer solstice was great. Ours was very nice. If you saw my video, we had a visit from 2 Luna moths, which was awesome. And I'll be on very soon again. I'll try to do a video. I have so many videos on my pad that I have to do, but we'll get there, I promise. Bye guys, many blessings.